Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's FPV podcast. We have a special one for you this week as we are bringing you the information that you want to go to India, which is going to be the Smaaash Drone Racing Championships. There's a lot to update as DCL has jumped on board and they're going to make this into a grand race for 2018. But before we get into all of that, Elvin, what do you got this week?
Hello, everybody. Good to be here. Let's find out what's going on in India and see how everything is going. Hi, Abby. Hi, Armin. How you guys are doing? Glad to have you guys on here, and let's get it on, man. Let's get this thing going.
We have Abby for the Smaaash Entertainment, and then we have Armin for DCL, which is the Drone Champions League. So let's go ahead and start with Abby. Abby, please introduce yourself.
Hey guys, this Abby this side from Smaaash Entertainment from India. I head the drone racing, esports, and the digital division here. Smaaash, as you guys I introduced earlier during the first podcast, is one of the largest amusement parks in India. We have about 32 centers across various cities in India. We have a large center in Mall of America in the USA, and we are soon expanding into Europe and Middle East. We're sort of getting into Smaaash drone racing bit now, and pretty excited to do the first large world level event for India this year. Yeah.
Hey guys, my name is Armin from DCL. Thank you very much for having me on the podcast. I've been working in Drone Champions League for around 1 year. I started in 2017 at the beginning of the season, right after Paris. My job in DCL is I'm a team and pilot manager, which means I'm in contact with all the team owners and all the pilots and get the best pilots in the world to fly in our league.
And of course, we've seen plenty of that in 2017. You definitely covered the globe for DCL, and it looked like a great time, at least on YouTube anyways. It looks like you've done quite a lot. So can you give us, a quick background on how you got into this?
I was really fascinated about event management and sports marketing my whole life, and I wanted to do something very unique. And this is when I found out about drone racing, which is a new, trendy, upcoming sports, which is not very well known around the globe. And when I saw the race in Paris and what Drone Champions League can do, I was at that moment I was just fascinated and wanted to do something in this business. I've never been an actual pilot before I started DCL. Mostly it was just the business part that really interested me, and after really seeing the drones in action, I was caught in the hype, and now I'm trying my best to fly a drone. I'm not good at it, but it's very difficult when you start to see all these pro and how they fly is just so incredible, and it looks so easy. And when I started to fly a drone, it was just this might take some time,
Right.
It's hard to do all that when you have a business run, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and drone racing is definitely something that is fascinating me more and more every day.
Cool. So Abby, what about you? What got you into drone racing? What is your fascination with this particular sport?
Well, I think for Smaaash, we try to be the first to do anything in the sporting side in India. We were the first to introduce virtual reality, and now we are the pioneers in this. And drone racing and esports are the next big things we foresee in India, because RC cars and RC helicopters have really taken off big time. So every kid in India has RC car, and unless somebody goes out and gives them access to drone racing, these guys are going to be stuck with an RC car for a very long time. And I think Smaaash rightfully has the access to the world and to association and organizations like DCL and FPV podcast to sort of help us and support us in building the sport in India. So I think we're trying to build this at a grassroots level, do a lot of activities for various schools and colleges, We are building a lot of drone zones so that more and more people get aware about this sport and start practicing it from a very small age. Currently, we just have about 40 to 50 professional pilots in India, but this number is soon to grow, and we see a lot more people inquiring on a day-to-day basis on our Smaaash Drone Racing Facebook page. So I think it's really exciting to be part of this drone racing world, and we see that India will be, one of the great countries which will give a tough competition to other countries for drone racing going forward. Yeah.
Definitely. And this is a great way to do it, introducing a great event for 2018 and then growing it in the grassroots level so that you will have a good core of professional pilots in your country to join the ranks over in Europe and here over in the United States. So this is going to be a great time for 2018 as we continue to grow this sport. So let's go ahead and get into the main topics. Obviously, we're talking about the Smaaash Drone Racing Championships. This is going to be the first big race for DCL in 2018, and obviously the first big race in Mumbai, India. So let's go ahead and talk about the event. So can you just please, Abby, can you just start us off with what we know about the event, as an introduction?
Sure. I think we planned the event for May. The event dates are from 10th May to 13th May. We've sort of zeroed down on a very iconic spot. It's the gateway of India, where we're gonna do a race, and there's also another spot called Richardson Cruisers. So we're gonna do a 4 days of hardcore racing. We have various events in this. We have individual racing, in which there is a pro class and there is an intermediate class. Team racing, of course, is always really exciting when DCL is on board. They are really the pioneers in team racing, and they have been really graceful to even have a freestyle race this year. And I can see a lot of people coming in and wanting to, do a lot of freestyle racing, and that's becoming more and more popular, I feel, as we grow, in the racing side. So we have definitely included a bit of freestyle racing as well. So these are the basic hygiene things that I feel everybody should know. And if there are any particular questions, I'm happy to address them.
All right, sounds good. So Abby just addressed what's the core aspect of the drone racing that's going to be happening. So for you, Armin, what is the vision for how DCL is going to form that into a great event?
So, as you already mentioned, this is going to be the first race of our racing season in 2018, and we are really happy to have this race in Mumbai. As Abby already mentioned, there are going to be 2 locations. One location is unique, very unique. This is one of the main goals of DCL, to have these unique locations. And from our understandings in 2017, we have a large audience from the Asian continent. This is one of the main factors why we're going to have a race in India and also in China this year. So we want to bring the sports to the people, and Mumbai is a very technical city, and together with Smaaash as a partner, we really bring drone racing to the people, to the city, to the big cities, and that's one of our goals for this event in Mumbai.
Awesome. So obviously having a 2-venue event is going to be very difficult. Do you expect any changes to occur as we move along?
Yes, in Mumbai, everything is good to go already. We have everything settled, and the schedule is already made that will be communicated within the next days. So I'm really excited about Mumbai because we are really put a lot of work into the event. As mentioned, it's going to be the first race, and we are more than happy to work together with Smaaash to make this event the biggest and best drone racing event that has ever been in India.
Okay, awesome. Abby, so on your side, is anything likely to change or get updated before we hit that May deadline date?
I think at least in terms of the logistics, location, venue, dates, everything is pretty locked. We have got the government approval. We have them as a partner. So the county government body, the tourism body, is actually our partner. the Maharashtra tourism that's called. So we're really excited that we've got all the regulatory approvals, which is sort of the most difficult part in India, and that's why you don't see a lot of companies jumping into drone racing. So we are really glad that the government officials have been kind to be a part of this race themselves. And from the pilot side, I think only that thing's going to change is the number of registrations are just shooting up on a day-to-day basis. So we are really glad that the excitement is building as we come closer to the race.
Okay, sounds great. So obviously having DCL and Smaaash joining together to create this event has really put it on a different level. So for you, Abby, what is this partnership like? Is this something long term, or is this something that is a trial for 2018?
No, of course, I think we always believe in long-term partnerships, and that's why I think we took more than required time and frustrated a lot of pilots around the world finalize a partner for it. And we have definitely got into a multi-year partnership with DCL. So you will see a lot more fabulous events happening across India in the next few years.
Awesome. That is great to hear. So on your side, Armin, what is the partnership like for you guys?
For us, it was very important to have a professional company as a partner, and with Smaaash, we definitely secured a very good partner in India. Also, all their knowledge and everything about making events in India, very good for us. Their philosophy in the company matches very well with DCL, as they also are more into trendy things like VR and all on the gaming side. And this is one of the reasons why DCL and Smaaash works perfectly together.
You mentioned this is going to be a multi-year deal. Is this going to be something in which it's always going to be hosted in India in the same city, or are you actually going to be moving around?
I think I would like to address that. A lot of counties have already approached us after announcing the race in Mumbai, and they wanted us to do it in other counties as well. And we're like, not this year. Probably we can consider for the next year. So yeah, there's already a bidding war happening for the next year among the counties in India.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great to hear, to be able to have
that's what you want right there.
Yeah, a pick of the crop right there. All right, so for this event, you've already mentioned that there are pilots signing up on a daily basis. What is the expected experience for Abby? What is the expected number, and also what the experience is going to be like for the pilots for this event?
We are trying to. This is our first time doing such a big event in drone racing in India. So we have sort of kept humble targets of just having 32 international pilots in the pro category to be accommodated, and maybe about 20-25 pilots in the intermediate category, in which a lot of them will be Indian pilots, and we'll have a few of the international pilots who have already won the golden tickets in the intermediate category to come and participate. Apart from that, I think pilots are going to have a great time flying in the very tactical track that DCL has already drawn out, and the rules as ever have only been improved to make sure the race is more and more exciting, not only for the pilots but even for the viewers and the live spectators and the online spectators. So I think we are all set in terms of getting the race going now in May. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So Armin, for you, how is that going to work out in terms of how you're going to plan the event, and also what they should expect when they get there?
So as Abby already mentioned, we're going to have an individual race and also a team-based race. The team-based race will be the race who counts for the DCL season, and the individual race will be held with all international pilots around the globe. It is very interesting to us because normally DCL has this team format, and we already did the single pilot format in 2017 in a smaller version, and we adjusted the rule set that we had for this race to the race in Mumbai, and it's going to be a lot of fun with this many pilots. I'm really excited to have some of the best pilots come together and race in Mumbai, because First of all, the track is going to be amazing. We have some nice track designers who already have some nice graphics and everything. It looks insane, and to see 70 pilots fly on the course, what can be better than that, you know?
That's right.
The noise.
Definitely. So, going in line with that question, what can if people come to the event, or if people are thinking about coming to the event, what can they expect to see?
So, of course, the best drone racing in the world. We have a lot of entertainment on site, which means there's not only drone racing happening, it's a place to come by and with friends, family, check out the scenery, check out the race. It's definitely not all about drone racing. There's definitely enough to do on site to have a great day and spend the day with friends or family.
Okay, awesome. So, Abby, on your side,
lots of virtual reality stuff, right?
there we go.
A lot of Indian curry waiting for you. A lot of beautiful Indian girls. All the my stuff here. But jokes apart, I think Mumbai is it's a very fascinating place. It gives a true culture of India. Just where we have the venue, you can just walk and do a lot of street shopping. You can eat a lot of street food. Within the venue, we're going to have a VIP lounge. So we are sort of going to give you the various taste of India, from a luxury hospitality, how we do in India, in a VIP lounge for all the pilots, their families, the sponsors, the organizers, to having a very, very hardcore drone racing at the heart, and then giving a very typical India experience by having a lot of street food and everything involved. So I think it will be a really great culture trip, not just a sporting and a business trip for everybody. We're going to show a lot of culture to all of you in the 4 days at the event. Yeah.
Awesome. Sounds really good.
That's always interesting when we get there and you have things planned out for us to see and go to, because it's hard when you go to when you just go to another city, right? It's really hard to get around. It's hard to know where to go. You only got so much time, right? So you somebody might say, go here, go there, go check this out, and you want to go, but you have no clue how to get there. So, I mean, the fact that you guys have places for us to go and things for us to do, just to keep us occupied, because we're not just there for drone racing. We're also there as ambassadors, right? Ambassadors of the world. And since we're speaking a little bit about rules, I mean, what are some of the drone rules in India?
I think for the team racing, I would let Armin, address that. With regard to the individual race, we have gone with a minimum 700 gram quadcopter model, 6-inch quads. So the idea is we're going to broadcast this across 100 plus countries. There are going to be about 20,000 people watching the race live at the venue. Wow. So we want everybody to get a good view of the quadcopter and not compromise on the racing part. Right. The pilots should be able to have fun flying the quads as well. So we've requested for a 6-inch quad with 40 to 80 LEDs. GoPros are sort of optional at this point for the individual race. We're going to have multiple heats, and we have put how the heats are going to be on the website, smaashdroneracing.com. And they're going to be qualifiers as usual, and then there's going to be quarterfinals, semifinal, and finals in each of these races. And of course, the prize money is going to be pretty big. Yeah.
So what Abby already mentioned is that is going to be a 325 millimeter diagonal frame, which is pretty big. Most of the pilots don't agree with having such a big quad, but you have to see it from the side of the organizer. We want the audience to still see the drone, to broadcast it and to have a good experience. if drones are getting faster and faster and more agile every day, and that is at some point good for the pilots, but for the sports it's not good, because we still want to be able to, for the live audience and spectators, to see the drone and to broadcast it around the world. And that's the reason why our frame is getting bigger this season. And the technical aspects are not very different to the one in the individual race. There's also 700 minimum grams. We are going to fly with the analog system this year. I don't know if you knew it. Last year we were going with the digital system Connex, but
Right.
we changed it this year to fly analog again.
We all know why.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to use the Tramp HV. This year, what is pretty new is that we introduced a standard prop, which means the DCL prop that all pilots have to use.
Okay.
It is a 60-30. Keep all the quads at the same level, so it is more competitive. That the drones are always on the same level of the track. And I think with a standard prop, this will help us a lot.
Okay, sounds good.
We over the last couple of years, we've determined that the same thing that you guys have said. The audience don't get enough of drone racing as it is when the quads are 250 and below in size, and what things happen so fast. I mean, these things are getting faster each year. Battery technology is getting better, motor technology, equipment is producing more energy out of the props and utilizing everything better. And so it's harder to see these things at the distances that we have to keep for safe viewing, right? I mean, it is a flying lawnmower, right? And you don't want to come in contact with a moving propeller. So being the size, I think the size is a great size to start off with, to give you visual effects and be able to see from a distance, plus being able to put all the LEDs that you guys are putting on. That's going to give you that other awareness, visual sight from all over. And I'm sure you guys have already devised a color scheme and all of those other things to go along with that. And, I just think that people will just have to learn, right? I mean, really, you just have to learn. If the skills are there, they transcend from size to size. There's at this time, there's no real definition between a pilot racing this size drone and a pilot racing that size drone. There's no real difference in it, unless if everybody's flying the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. The most pilots disagree because they just want to go faster and faster. But last season they called our drones flying tanks because they were so heavy. And as you said, after one or two races on the track, you get used to it and you know how to fly properly. And then it is better for audience as well.
Yeah, because we have to build the sport. This hobby is still growing, and it's still, we all know that, NASCAR is what it is, and all the other big races, cricket is what it is where you guys are at because of the visual. People can see, can understand what's going on easily. And when you do those things and you have those things happening, it's a lot easier to introduce more audience in and suck them in, because and then you can start with the content, right? You can start talking about the pilots, and I'm concerned about that. Are you guys doing a lot of talk about the separate pilots, the individuals, because that's really what makes up your drone league, right? I mean, those are your feed points, your source of constant media going on, right? I mean, that's your source. So if you guys are you guys gonna focus on the pilots too?
I'll go from it from the Armin side. So Armin, obviously for DCL, you guys do a lot of live commentating. What is the expected live commentating going to be like in Mumbai, India?
We invited a special host for the race. It's going to be a very well known host who will present the race live. I don't know if I can tell you the name of the host right now. Maybe Abby knows if we can already publish the name, but there will definitely be someone who's very known in the FPV scene and did a lot of hosting in different races.
Okay, sounds good. Abby, can you elaborate on that, or is that something that's still to be announced?
I think I will leave on the technical side. I think it'll be safe if we just announce it, in a week or so. But I can really elaborate on the other bit that we're going to have a lot of Indian hosts as well to co-host with the technical guy, because it's going to be a lot of entertainment apart from just drone racing. So we will have probably, I don't know if you know, Smaaash is associated with two biggest cricketers in the world. Mr. Sachin Tendulkar, who is called the god of cricket, and Mr. Virat Kohli, who is the captain of Indian cricket team. So Smash generally gets engaged with a lot of Bollywood, a lot of cricketing celebrities. So there are a few of these celebrities to come and co-host with us over the 4 days, and there's going to be a lot of glamour and entertainment apart from a technical bit of commentary and other stuff. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Seems like there's going to be quite a lot of things for you guys to, well, for the audience, there's going to be quite a lot of entertainment points, it sounds like. For you, Abby, what is the goals for this particular race? Do you have something that you're trying to accomplish for this particular event?
I think for me, there are two basic goals at this point. One is as Team Smash and Team DCL, we want to deliver great racing experience for all the pilots who are coming for this race, whether team racing, individual racing. A lot of pilots have a lot of apprehensions about India, about Mumbai, about the rules, about the flying on 700-gram quads, about delay in rule set. But all said and done, we are here to deliver a great racing experience at Mumbai. And for me, the goal too is to really, really popularize the sport with this huge race, that's happening, a worldwide race. So it's going to be covered on TV for the first time. It's going to be a really big online streaming companies are going to be broadcasting it pan India live and highlights. So I'm really hoping the sport picks up in a large way after this race in May. So these are the broader details from our side.
Okay, awesome. For DCL, Armin, what is the goals that you're trying to outline for yourselves?
Of course, because it's the first race of the season, we want to make it as good as possible. As mentioned, I think the event will be one of a kind, because working together with Smash, as with their experience and everything, will really bring it to a new level, which was never seen before. And of course, one of the goals is we want to bring drone racing to India. We want to really get the focus on India, and that all pilots and everyone who is interested in drying flown gets to know that DCL and Smash is having a drone race in Mumbai, and just hoping to experience some nice drone races.
I think from the organization side, we have very clearly defined goals and role sets for each teams. DCL is very structured in that manner. They have certain people who are in charge of production, people who are in charge of actually race officers who carry on the race. There is a separate unit which takes care of all the stuff like runners and other guys who help out with the main stuff. And then there is, of course, the PR guys, Arvind, who take care of all the media and all the interviews and all the press releases, everything. And from the Smash side, we're making sure entire venue is available. We have all the cultural but integrated, all the logistics in terms of having the flights and hotels and entertainment and all the showbiz is all there in place, and all the pilots have a great time. And for the pilots, I think it's just the goal of winning this India race and pocketing all the big huge sums of prize money. I think that's good enough motivation for them to be focused completely on the race. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So for the pilots, is it open sign up, or is it something that they contact DCL or Smash in order to, get entry into it, or how does that work?
For the individual racing, it's an open sign up. We have a few slots left. You can register on smashdroneracing.com. There is a register now button. You can select what category you want to fly in, individual or pro pilot. For the team racing, DCL has already zeroed down on the 8 teams from across the globe.
Armin, what can you tell us about team signups, and what can we expect from that side in terms of the teams?
I cannot tell you much because not all teams are signed yet, and we didn't communicate the teams that are going to fly in the next season. But what I can tell you is we are aiming to have different teams from different regions, which means last season, I think seven out of 8 teams were from Europe. One team was semi-American. We had some Americans in the team. But this year, we really aim to spread to all different regions and have teams from different continents. So you can expect teams from Asia. You can expect teams from the United States as well as the US. But I can't give you all the details and everything right now. But it will be published within the next weeks on our social media channel, as well as the race calendar for the upcoming season. We are almost settled with everything, and this will be communicated within the next weeks.
Okay, sounds good. So let's go ahead and start wrapping up this show. Obviously, everything that you've heard, there's going to be plenty to do there. There's going to be really good drone racing. There's a lot of pro pilots showing up, as well as the always fun to watch team racing, which I have never been to an event where team racing isn't entertaining in one way or another. It's either, everything's going great or everything's going terrible for a team, and they're both entertaining. So
yeah, that's really a good point, because team racing is more emotional. Because you see those 4 pilots fly versus the other 4 pilots, and in the heat of the moment, you really can see that emotions and adrenaline is a big part of team racing, and that's what makes it so interesting.
Definitely.
Also, eight quads in the air at the same time is just a massacre, and it's beautiful to watch.
Yes.
It's beautiful to watch.
It is great to watch, especially if they're very close together. So let's go ahead and start wrapping up the show. Abby, obviously there's a website already up for this particular event. I'm assuming that it's going to be updated pretty regularly from this point on. Can you tell us anything about that for people who want to track this particular event in May?
We also have a Facebook page, which is also called Smash Drone Racing. So we're going to be updating about all the events and sign-ups and registrations, opens and closures, all about it on the Facebook page as well as on the website. So feel free to check either of these places.
Okay, sounds good. So website and the Facebook page. What is the website address?
It's called smashdroneracing.com, and Smash is spelled as SMAASH, America's Adrenaline Arena, AAA.
There you go. So definitely check it out. They have a great video out there. It's very entertaining to watch. Also on the DCL side, what do you have for coverage of Smash Drone Racing? Are you going to do anything special for your website for DCL, or is it going to be all over on the Smash side?
As usual, we're going to have a live stream on YouTube of the race and on Facebook. So you can check us out on Facebook Drone Champions League, and also YouTube /Drone Champions League. And of course, our TV partners will broadcast the race to over 100 countries in the world. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to Mumbai.
Okay, sounds good. All right, final thoughts, and then we are wrapping up the show. Abby, what is your, I don't know, final thoughts? Anything that you want to add to Splash, to get more people to come over to your big race?
I think my message first to the pilots is any apprehensions, any questions, any unsaid, words from our previous meetings, please feel free to contact me anytime, on my phone, on my email ID, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, wherever. I think FPV podcast can be other point of contact. They can touch base with you guys, and you guys can, sort of pass on the message to us. And for the viewers, we would like to welcome as many people as possible, to come to India and view the race. We'll be more than happy to host a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
Definitely. So, Armin, for the DCL side, any final thoughts before we wrap up this podcast?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the upcoming season. DCL also partnered with Smaaash in Mumbai. As we said, one of the visions is to bring drone racing to your home, and I hope we can get all the Indian folks to come and have an amazing time together in Mumbai, and to really show the world the best side of drone racing, and also Smaaash in Mumbai, that we have a great time together there.
All right.
And as well, any questions, just contact me or Abby, so we can give you all information about the event.
So that is it for us for the FPV podcast. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing it in May.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Y. I think it was a pleasure. Thanks, Armin.
Thank you, Abby.